I'm Fletcher Brown, another artist video blog at KIX96Country.com. Our guest today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Niskayuna, New York. Please welcome John Karl. How are you, John?
Wow, I can't believe you got that right.
Well,
no one knows Niskayuna, New York. You literally just floored me at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I pride myself on being able to pull the most mundane things out of my head.
You pulled something. I would put it back. But no, that's awesome. No one ever gets that.
Well, okay, for Niskayuna, New York. Where exactly in New York is that? Like in relation to obviously New York City. Where
all right, yeah, and that's where I always got to start because people
always
ask where I am. Oh, I'm from New York. Oh, you're from the city. Okay, so the city's down here. We'll do this in reverse for people. City's down here. Albany is up here. This is the capital. Buffalo is over here. I am just off of Albany, right to the side. Schenectady is the city. Mm-hmm. Niskayuna is a town in Schenectady. Where GE was founded, where the first television station came from, all that stuff is from my hometown.
See? Yep. Claim to fame.
Weird.
The television and John Karl. Niskayuna, New York. Go by there and visit. GE was founded there, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, now you grew up in the Northeast, New York, but you made your way to Nashville in the early 2000s. Yep. But before doing that, you, graphic design and...
I owned a sign company.
You owned a sign?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, for 10 years I owned a sign company. And things were great. Don't get me wrong. I figured, I'd have my life set, get my toys. We got a 69 Camaro. We got the camp. We got the water ski boats. We're having a good old time. But there was always that thing eating at me. Why aren't you singing? Why aren't you singing? Why aren't you
really?
Singing? So we just sold it all, and on to Nashville we went.
Absolutely. You got to Nashville around 2002.
Yep.
You formed a duo, Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane.
Okay, what was that?
Friend of mine, co-writer of mine, actually the bass player, still in the band after 7 years. We had met at some writers' nights, and we were originally going to do something called JK, John Karl, and Calamity Jane, KJ, so that we could, kind of like Tim McGraw and the Dance Hall Doctors, so he'd be in charge of the band, make a band, and I could do the music. And we were doing all the writers' nights back in Nashville and really getting known as a writing duo, and then went out on the road, and intentions kind of went different ways, and backers went different ways, and we decided, okay, he was still going to be a part of it. He's still a big part of it, and we were going to move with the JK project. So we wound up going in the John Karl direction. But it's a stepping stone, like this whole industry is. It's, you start from singing karaoke, which I'm sure everyone here has done, and admit it. And then we put the duo together, and then from the duo we got a lot of good songs written and performances to really learn the industry, and then split up to do the bigger thing, in which he gracefully bowed down to take care of the band stuff, and I continued on with the main singing stuff.
And out of that came, somewhere between then and now, came Redneck Rich, Hillbilly Happy.
Yes.
Which, of course, is the current single, Redneck Rich, Hillbilly Happy.
Right.
You have had quite an interesting decade, I would say, in the 2000s.
It's been great.
Northeast CMA was Entertainer of the Year?
Entertainer and Male Vocalist of the Year.
And Male Vocalist of the Year. Yep. You also had a song chart on the, country, Christian?
Christian radio, yep. It was a song called Just Love Her, which was actually a true story that a friend wrote, which is why I got into country. I could record other people's thoughts, because I could believe them enough that I could try to portray them for other people. And the way the story goes, the real story goes, his friend was in the hospital because his friend's wife was having a baby that was not doing well. And the mother of his friend was there as well, and they're all sitting around the table, and the doctor comes in and says, look, you have a choice between the baby and your wife. You've got to make that choice. And there's a 10% choice that both will survive, but the baby will be damaged, brain, autistic or something, Down syndrome. And he looked at his mom and literally said, what do I do? And his mom just looked at him and said, you just love her, because it was a girl and his wife. So it split both ways, and the song came right to life. So what had happened in the song, the baby was born, everything went fine. She went on to get married and have her own kids and just love her. In the real story, the kid came out with Down syndrome, and all the proceeds from that song actually went to go help pay for those bills.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was a cool experience. Once again, nothing that we had pitched to anyone, nothing that we had tried. We just all of a sudden got a phone call, hey, can we put this on Christian country radio? And sure, that we didn't have a deal then. We didn't have anything, no management, no publishing, no nothing. minus what we had, our own publishing type of deal. But the song took off, and it was really cool to watch that progress, without knowing when we were recording it that it was going to do anything. It was just for our own fun. It wasn't for the public. So that was very cool.
Well, okay, you've garnered all these accolades. You've toured with bands like Ricochet. You mentioned Trick Pony here earlier, right before the interview. What about currently now? It's like you're out on your radio tour. You're coming and visiting us in KIX96 country. But where else has John Karl been in the last year?
The last year. Actually, this year has been really light. With gas prices, we came off the road. We play in Nashville every weekend, Fridays and Saturdays, either at Legends Corner or The Stage, two of the most popular bars. We used to be the house act at the Wild Horse for 243 days in 2008 to 2009. So we were the last band that's played there that much since Trick Pony, who at the time was known as Rebel. And then we just decided to move on from there and did what we did. The new project was being recorded. Prior to that, we were doing 200 shows a year all over the country. We've missed 3 states in the continental U.S. And from Vegas to Bakersfield to Keys up to Maine, and then over everywhere in between. We've missed, I think, Oregon, Washington State, and I think North Dakota, because we played South Dakota.
Well, what about the reaction to Redneck Rich? Now, this song goes back to 2007. You're obviously still playing it. It's a single. Is this just a crowd favorite that you just said, we got to release that one?
It was weird because I wasn't really sure what was happening. The product was doing so well. I kept getting royalties from the song, not knowing what was happening because we had no money behind the song. And a gentleman contacted me and said, you got to put that on the radio. I said, okay, so let's re-record it so it's a little more modern. Voices change after a couple of years. So this is in between originally recording it, doing another whole album, and then going back and re-recording Redneck Rich. So it was just an experience to bring it to where it's at, to get it to the people, because it was always a crowd favorite. Always. And everyone's always like, why don't we hear this here? Like, you ever seen the show Duck Dynasty?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We are pitching this song as their opening track. Right now they've got ZZ Top or something like that. This song is, if you watch Duck Dynasty, this song is exactly Duck Dynasty.
Can they maybe call into the right into the show?
Yeah,
make that your theme song.
That's right. So we actually have the management team right now getting in touch with them and trying to get this thing floated in. And it'd be great. We want to go down there and play.
Absolutely. Tell you what, I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to let John Karl play for you his single, Redneck Rich, right here for us now on KIX96Country.com.
Hey, y'all, my name's John Karl. This is my single, Redneck Rich, Hillbilly Happy, on KIX96Country.com. Step outside, my double wide. My good luck stuck in overdrive. Got a brand new 1983 beat up Ford F-150. My dog Bo Cephas, the cooler in the back. My girl in the front seat, how about that? When I climb in, she gives me a kiss. Man, it don't get better than this. We're living loud and dirt poor proud. You can bet we know what it's all about. Our hood is a backwoods where love is king and life is good. We get going when the going gets tough. Ain't got much, but we got enough. Yeah, we might be white, trash and tacky, redneck rich and hillbilly happy. Redneck rich. Pull right up to Uncle Buck's. His hog's on fire, his head's in the mud. Granny B sipping all the sweet sun tea. Sis eating cherry tomatoes on the swing. Riverside reunions, second year. Tractor tire tube and we're fishing off a pier. It's a family thing way out in the sticks. Man, it don't get better than this. We're living loud and dirt poor proud. You can bet we know what it's all about. Our hood is a backwoods where love is king and life is good. We get going when the going gets tough. Ain't got much, but we got enough. Yeah, we might be white, trash and tacky, but redneck rich and hillbilly happy. Redneck rich. When I die, just have one wish, that heaven's half as cool as this. We're living loud, dirt poor proud, you can bet we know what it's all about. Our hood is a backwood, where love is king and life is good. We get going when the going gets tough. Ain't got much, but we got enough. Yeah, we might be white, trash and tacky, but redneck rich and hillbilly happy. Redneck rich and hillbilly happy. Redneck rich, hillbilly happy. Oh, redneck rich. Ba 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 da 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 da.
That was John Karl, Redneck Rich, Hillbilly Happy, here at KIX96Country.com. Now, this is just an EPK. This is a 4-track album here. Where can listeners get this?
For that, you got to call your local radio station. They'll have some copies.
This one's mine. You can't.
Right. Well, because he had money in that copy.
Had his face on it.
All right. But no, you can get it either at shows or from the radio station. But they can go to johnkarl.net. Mm-hmm. They can go in there, connect through Facebook, all that fun stuff, Reverb Nation, listen to it. But they can download it from iTunes.
Sweet.
And there's 2 copies.
Okay.
So be warned, there's 2 copies. There's the old copy, and you'll see the new one that says single. And it's from now, which will replace the old one. But I'm just letting people know because people are still buying both of them. Mm-hmm. Public really doesn't know the difference between the two, but when you play them side by side, one's a step higher.
Okay.
So you'll hear one in this key and then one in this key. So it's kind of hard to mix it like that. You're sitting there, yeah, it's not going to work. Totally different.
I was trying to figure out you were a club DJ.
Club DJ.
You actually have a pretty interesting history.
I have done a lot of
stuff.
stuff.
You were like, what are you? Was it water skiing
I
or
was a professional water skier?
How does that even happen?
How
do you can do that professionally?
When you drink a lot,
okay,
you can do anything professionally. And I don't really drink a lot. By the way, Jack Daniels, I would love to talk to you about some tour money.
John Karl, find him on Facebook. Do you tweet?
Or drink. A drink would be.
Do you tweet?
Oh, I'm sorry, we're still talking. I'm just kidding. Yes, I do tweet. It's Redneck Rich JK.
John Karl, thanks for coming down and visiting us.
Hey,
all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Niskayuna, New York. And we hope you make sure you come back and visit us. Okay?
Oh, I definitely will.
Whenever you release the next single, you bring it down.
We will. Hopefully, if you guys have any fairs or festivals, we'd love to come down and play them too.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to hear Redneck Rich, Hillbilly Happy on KIX96, you make sure you call us and join us here again next time. Another artist video blog. We have so much fun. KIX96Country.com.
See ya.